They all come from different countries, but these Christians have one thing in common. They have gathered to pray for peace in the Middle East. St. Ephrem Syriac Orthodox Church in suburban Washington recently hosted its first ecumenical prayer service. Syrian, Antiochian, Ethiopian, Armenian Orthodox Christians joined members of the Lebanese Maronite Church. They remembered the victims of the conflicts in Syria and Iraq and expressed hope the unrest would end and that hundreds of thousands of Christians would be able to return home. Portraits of Greek Orthodox Bishop Paul Biaziyi and Syrian Orthodox Bishop John Ibrahim are on display on the altar during the service. These two bishops were kidnapped while they were traveling outside the northern city of Aleppo in Syria doing humanitarian work. They are still missing. Father Fadi Abdullahad of the Syrian Orthodox Church says the fate of these bishops is a reminder that the Middle East remains one of the most dangerous regions for Christians.
If we are speaking about big cities like Damascus and Aleppo, there is still hope for people to live there because it's a big city and because the insurgents and the terrorists have not made their way to the city as such. Now, the story is different in other places of Syria, whereby you have rural places, rural villages, whereby Christians live there and they are surrounded from everywhere by terrorists.
The organization Open Doors reports violence against Christians by the Islamic State and other Islamic terrorist organizations have forced more than 70% of Iraqi Christians and more than 40% of Syrian Christians to flee their countries.
Oh, such a life. It was a beautiful life. Yeah, we don't, we have everything.
I got out of Iraq because of the war, and I lived in Aleppo for about 5 years and a half, and then I moved here to the States. And my story, we were threatened after the war started. There was like a lot of persecution against Christian in Iraq, especially Christian families.
Christians here called for the West to pay closer attention to these minorities persecuted in the Middle East. Though the United States has provided $3 billion in support for Syrian refugees who are now in Jordan, Lebanon, Turkey, and other neighboring countries, it has taken in only 300. The State Department says this situation may change in the near future. Many Christians worry that if they leave, they won't be able to go back. But as the conflict continues, so does the exodus of those being forced to flee their homes. Joy Wagner for Anush Avetisyan, VOA News, Washington.